Homilies! Welcome to the Naked Mennonite, a place for the black sheep from any flock. I'm your host, Stephen Harder. I spent a lot of time trying to contemplate the deeper truths of reality. That's what a lot of my Christianity was about. That's what my faith was about, was just understanding that this surface world is carnal and base, and it is not worth understanding, because the real life starts once we die, once we actually get to heaven. That's when living really starts, is what I unfortunately thought, and I wasted a lot of time, a lot of effort on exactly that. And it was difficult for me because I'm not that deep philosophical kind of person. I'm a doer. I want to go out and do. Even throughout my time in Bible college, I was very much focused on getting my education so that I could just get out there and do already, because I wanted to be contributing to the lives of other people in a meaningful way. And education was just one of those hurdles I needed to overcome so that I could finally just get out and do. So philosophy has never been something that has been especially meandomeaningful to me. I'd much rather be doing than thinking, and just thinking about the whys and wherefores. It just doesn't have a lot of intrinsic meaning. I could spend my whole life thinking the best thoughts, but if I don't do anything with them, it doesn't matter. So much rather do, and hopefully my thoughts will keep up. That being said, there is a YouTube channel that I very much appreciate. It's called Mindshift, and Brandon has just recently put out a tool, a philosophical assessment tool, I guess you could call it, about, it asks you 50 questions, and it kind of gives you feedback on your personal philosophy based off of how you answer those questions. And it made me really curious. It's not like I'm incapable of thinking about things. It's not like I'm completely a nerd from deeper thoughts that way. I just don't want to invest much time into them compared to the reality of trying to put food on my table, trying to make a difference in the lives of people. So it's not that I'm incapable of thinking about these things, and I think I'm curious, because I feel like I've got at least one toe in this philosophical pool, and I am curious to learn at least a little bit more and see what Brandon's tool says about me and my personal philosophy. So that's what I'm going to go through this morning. I'm going to go through his 50 questions and see what it asks of me and what it can say about me based off of my responses. So here is Mindshift's Philosophy Builder, short mode. Let's go. Question number 1. And he gives 4 stock answers, and then you can just add your own 5th option as well. Okay, here we go. What is the fundamental substance or basis of reality? I'm going to lean towards A here. Matter and energy are all that truly exist. Sure, let's say A, I guess. Okay, question number 2. What is the nature of consciousness? Oh, what is the nature of consciousness? Like, whoa, how does this help me put food on my table? Brah. Where did the universe come from? Where do I think the universe came from? I think it's always been here. This particular instantiation of the universe maybe came about through the Big Bang. What happened before the Big Bang? I don't know. And I don't think it is knowable. 4. What is the nature of time? Time for me is simply the way that we mark the finite. Number 5, do humans have free will? No. Easy. 7, do abstract entities, numbers, morals, ideas, exist? We use them. So they exist in that realm. They do not exist in a physical realm. Yeah. 8, what is the ultimate nature of death? Gosh, these are weird. It feels like mental masturbation. 9, how do we come to know reality? Through the observations made by the mind is my answer. And 10, final one for the first domain. Is there an underlying unity to all things? Maybe. Okay, let's check out my results for my first domain. Primary alignment, materialist. You emphasize physical matter and processes as the foundation of reality. Sure. Runner-up, skeptic. I'm down. Your worldview respects empirical boundaries while remaining philosophically open and humble. Yes, I'm very humble. Thank you for noticing. I appreciate that. Let's move on to the next set. Ethics and morality. At least this one is a bit more, whatever. This one is more within my wheelhouse, I hope. Let's find out. What makes an action morally right or wrong? If I don't know that I'm going to kill 100 people by doing an action that I think is good, was it immoral? No, it wasn't immoral. So it's about what motivates you to make the choice. 2. Why should people act ethically? Okay. People should act ethically in a societal sense because it is in their best interest. Is it anything beyond that? I think that's the core of it. That's the crux of it. It's in everyone's best interest for everyone to act ethically. 3. Are moral values universal or relative? B. We have no way of proving otherwise. 4. Is it ever justifiable to break moral rules? Okay. So morals are our internal guidance. Is it ever justifiable? Well, yeah, because I want to. Do I ever need a justification for breaking a rule? I know that this is wrong, and I'm going to do it anyways. I'm going to be bad. I get to choose. Maybe I'm going to be the bad guy, right? Choose your own adventure, baby. 5. What is the source of moral truth? I don't know. What happens if my brain turns to mush before I meet the halfway point? I don't know what moral truth means. 6. How should we treat others? Treat others the way that you want to be treated. We should invest in the world what we want to see in the world. Is moral progress possible? Oh, okay. That's The Good Place in a nutshell, right? At least the later seasons. Is moral progress possible? When I think about how I used to be, especially when I was a fundamental conservative evangelical Christian, I would say that I behave more ethically. Do I behave more morally? I was trying my best, and I had shitty views, and I honed them, I developed them, I matured them. Does that mean that I made moral progress? Do I think? Well, yeah, I would say that I have made moral progress. Whereas before, I would feel like it was immoral to be gay. Now, I do not. So I have evolved. What is your stance on lying? Oh, I miss The Good Place. I'm a big fan of truth. 9. What role does intention play in morality? Big. What is justice? What is justice? Ooh, something I haven't thought of very much. Okay. Boom. What does this say about my second domain? Ethics and morality. Primary alignment. Virtue ethicist. I'm a virtue ethicist. Moral relativist is my runner-up. You express clear skepticism about objective or universal moral truths, highlighting that morality can be context-dependent and even self-chosen. What gives life meaning? Okay, we can do this. Life has no meaning. What is the purpose of suffering? Why does suffering have to have a purpose? Wow. How should we approach death? A, as motivation to live fully and authentically. Yeah. B, with acceptance. It renders life absurd but precious. Yes. A and B. Hardcore. 5 dot. Is there a higher purpose to existence? No. 6 dot. 6.3. 6 dot. What is the role of love in life's meaning? Yikes, people really think about this stuff, eh? Whew. 7 dot. Is meaning found more in the individual or the collective? This just feels like a personality thing. 8. How should we respond to a meaningless or chaotic world? Does it matter how we respond to a meaningless or chaotic world? Is my first response. 9. What does it mean to live authentically? Oh, you're asking the 4 about how to live authentically. Brother, living authentically is all that matters to a 4. By knowing yourself and then reflecting yourself to the world outside of you, to be known, to have your uniqueness appreciated, that's the bread and butter of a 4. What is your view of the universe as a whole? 3 stars out of 5. It's fine. And yet not fine-tuned. Take that. Okay, third domain. Let's look at your philosophical alignment. Oh, please. Meaning and purpose. Primary alignment, absurdist. Oh, good to know. Runner-up, existentialist. You express a strong belief in personal freedom and self-authorship. Midway reflection. You're building a worldview that is remarkably, I thought it said unfocused. Unforced. Good. You move through complexity with groundness, self-awareness, and a bit of wry humor. Thank you for noticing that. Okay. Entering the fourth domain, practical life philosophy. Okay, maybe this will be more less hooey-gooey and more like, what time do you get up at in the morning? How should I live day to day? What kind of life is worth striving for? Okay, I can dig into that. Yeah. This seems, I think this will be more my jam. I bet. I hope. Okay, what makes a good life? What makes a good life? Finding a life directed by joy, love, and integrity. What should we prioritize in everyday life? A balance of steps that lead to the future we want against what we need in this exact moment. 3. What role does discipline play in life? It is a tool for pairing our desires with our actions. 4. How should we handle negative emotions? Oh, again, the 4. I should do a video on Enneagram stuff sometime. Holy shit. That's something I can talk about. My dad's eulogy was me just like addressing the photo on his coffin, explaining what the 9 different Enneagram types are, and my quest to try to figure out what type he was, and just like reflecting on his life and what I knew about him based off of through that paradigm. Really cool. How do we handle negative emotions? Negative emotions are not to be feared. They can be embraced. They don't need to be tampered down. They don't need to be ran away from. 5. What is the role of work in life? It is how we achieve what matters most to us. How should we relate to material things? We should hold them with an open hand. What is your attitude towards success? I'm confused by the question. What should we do with our time? I don't know. Apparently fill out these really long questions about philosophy. Use time however we wish. It's ours. Yeah. Deep. You do you, boo. And 10. How do you define a wise person? Someone who is not in conflict with reality. Okay. Domain number 4. Here we go. Let's see what we got. Primary alignment. Existentialist. Ooh. You define the good life in terms of authenticity, presence, love, and self-chosen meaning. Runner-up. Stoic. You show a gentle, composed attitude towards emotions and attachment. Okay, final domain. Social, political thought. I think this is going to get hard again. Okay, we can do this. What kind of society is best? How should power, rights, and responsibilities be structured? We got this. What is the ideal role of government? Okay. No government. People can self-organize. No, because then people will be exploited by powerful people. That is not the answer. 2. How should wealth and resources be distributed? I don't know. What defines justice in society? Fair procedures and equal treatment under the law. That sounds like something that is just. What is your view on individual freedom? It's good. What leads to a healthy society? Water, sunshine, warmth. No, wait, I'm thinking of plants. Shoot, sorry. My brain is turning to mush. I don't know how to engage with these questions. 6. What role should tradition play in society? Tradition has its place. We must respect the past and use it to build a better future. 7. How should leaders be chosen? Holy Ghost. 8. What causes most social problems? Greed. How about that? Greed. Is that an answer? 9. What do people owe each other in society? Basic respect. Nothing more, nothing less. And final question, number 10. What is the biggest threat to a good society? Lack of education. Final answer? Locking it in? Okay, let's just do it. Finish this sucker off. Let's see here. You made it through all 50 with honesty, insight, and a whole lot of thoughtful grit. I guess. Let's look at how you see society, structure, and our responsibility to each other. Social and political thought. Primary alignment, social democrat. You favor a balance between freedom and shared responsibility. Runner-up, liberal. You show strong leanings towards individual rights, fair procedures, personal autonomy, tempered by a sense of social duty and cautious realism. Now that we've walked through all 5 domains, here's your philosophical profile. Interpretive reflection, core title, existential communal rationalism. Okay. Your worldview is rooted in self-responsibility, open-eyed uncertainty, and unflinching desire to live well, even if the universe never hands you a manual. Ain't that the truth? Philosophical reading list, aligned with your constellation. The myth of Sisyphus. Oh, see, Brandon? Does this recommend the myth of Sisyphus to everybody? Waiting for Godot. Oh, I tried to read that. I was just like, what, why, what, and I never made it through. Oh, maybe I should try again. Like, I recognize these names, and only in part because of The Good Place. Like, this is Calvin and Hobbes, right? Descartes, don't put Descartes before the horse, Meditations. Fiction, Dostoevsky, Notes from the Underground. I was supposed to read Crime and Punishment in grade 12 because apparently my grade 12 English teacher was some kind of masochist. I did not. Activation prompts. Use these as journaling cues, conversation starters, or quiet reflections. Ooh. Like, God bless you for thinking I'm having these kind of conversations with anybody in my life. Hey, kids. What does it mean to know something if all knowledge is ultimately uncertain? That was... that was a couple hours. Yikes. Okay, then. Wow. Yeah, that's philosophy for you. That was more deep philosophical thinking than I've done in a long time. And it was mostly good. So thank you, Brandon, for creating this tool and helping me put some ink to the ideas that I embody. Yeah, that was an interesting endeavor. Whew. Okay, I need to shake free of that and do something to reawaken other parts of my mind. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us here today. Until next time, this is Stephen Harder reminding you that underneath our clothes, we are all naked. I'll see you next time.